want someone to enter in your life, show a part of your world they can dream about. It will seem a fair idea if you make it their idea. Go back to your corner, let them come to you. Patience is the hardest thing to have to learn. Hours seem like oceans when desire burns. Rushing will move on. You must bide your time. Give everybody a little time. Sow a seed in water, wait for love to grow. Love to you is given, love is gifted you. No love can be taken, that love is not true. Love is pain and suffering, love can be a lonely thing. Once you've known that magic, who can live without it? All right. Just finishing getting set up here. Gonna be working on finishing these guys up today. They will be done today. These blaster bolt explosions. Need a couple paper towels here to get my workstation set up. Got some fun stuff today, though. I think we might be done with the base today, which is stupid exciting for me. There we go. I don't know why this still feels wet. Huh. I know it's not. All right. So to mix some color up. So on these blaster bolt explosions, painting it inside this, like, you know, this concave structure, you almost can't help but get a little bit of overspray when we're doing it. So we want the inside to look like this. So it's got to be bright white in the center instead of like that orange. I mean, obviously we want a little bit of variation between these guys. No two blaster bolt explosions are the same. So I'm going to be respraying a really bright yellowish white in the center and kind of working out to blend this a little better and brighten it up, make it look more explosive. So that's what we're going to do today. I did order a new needle for, I had to order a new 0.28 millimeter needle for my H&S Evolution here. I snagged it on my shirt during the last live stream, and that's all it took to bend it. I don't know if you can see that, but there's a very slight bend in the needle. Kind of hard with me not holding it super steady, but there's a slight bend there. But I was able to kind of tweak it back into place a little better than it was, so that's good. And I have some super exciting news, but I'm going to wait to share that until we've got a few more people in the chat. Hi, chat. Hope everybody's having an awesome Monday. I know we got, 2 people watching right now. Please feel free to leave a like before you bounce out the door, unless you're going to hang out with us the whole time today. That's awesome. Love having you guys. We're up to 556 subscribers as of this morning. I haven't checked since then. May have more, but just take this minute to really thank you guys big time for subscribing to my channel and hanging out with me and checking out what I do. Can't tell you how much I appreciate you guys. It's a really big deal to me. It means a lot. Really does. So this white that I'm using is U.S. Art Supply, just really cheap, water-based acrylic, white, low luster satin. It is exactly what it says on the bottle, and I actually really like this paint for a white. White's kind of difficult. It's hard to find a really good white. And for as cheap as this stuff is, I think it works great. I really, really like this paint. Their black is also really nice. And then the fluorescent yellow that I'm mixing in here is just made by this company called Roisafar. I have no idea how to pronounce that. Rosfar. I think it's French. I don't know. But it's a really good, cheap airbrush paint, in my opinion. I really like it. Admittedly, I haven't really tried a lot of other fluorescent pigments out there, but I'm really pleased with the way this one works out. Start with 4 drops. I'm gonna mix this slowly because it's really easy to oversaturate it, and I'm looking for a very, very fine, bright, fluorescent white, yellowish color. Whatever. I think that's it. It's pretty much about what I'm looking for. And I want to thin this down. I'm going to use this airbrush medium. It's a thinner / flow improver by Army Painter, which I believe is owned by Vallejo. I could be wrong about that. Anyways, I'm going to add some of that down because I want this layer to be pretty transparent. Like I said, we're just trying to brighten up the center, hopefully without any mistakes like that happening again. And that is why that sucked. Fortunately, I had the wherewithal to give these guys a clear coat when I was done with them. So this little accident I just had is easily correctable just by simply wiping off the paint. Accidents happen, unfortunately. And that's my own dumb fault for having the object I want to paint next to the cup that I'm mixing paint in, where things like that can happen. Crisis averted. Cool. I don't want to cross-contaminate anything, so I'm going to just start off with another fresh towel and set that down. All right, let's get our airbrush plugged in. Check pressure. I want my airbrush pressure to be right around 18, about 18 psi. All right. That should be enough. Start off with this guy. All right, let's get into it. So I'm going to start kind of close down in the middle. I'm just very gently going around that center to brighten it up a little bit. Hopefully you can see that. There we go. You want that center nice and bright. Like that's the center of the explosion. So that one's done. That one as far as the respray in the middle to get that brightness up. And we're going to do the same thing with this one. So you can see the before. Give you a good close look at that. So that brightens it up pretty nice. Just a nice quick little respray there. Right now I'm just spraying air on it to get the paint to dry. Grab this other one. So I'm gonna call that good on that little bit of paint that we needed to lay down. Only needed a couple of drops. So move these guys out of the way. So safely clean out our airbrush. You'll notice I'm using kind of a pulsing motion on the trigger. I'm doing that because I want to. It helps kind of push the paint off of the needle. And then I'm just using a nice wooden Q-tip here to swab out the inside of the airbrush. The water I'm using to clean it out is just distilled water. And feel free to leave a comment, say hi, let me know how your day's going. I know it's Monday for most of us. Maybe it's not your Monday. If it's your Tuesday or something, I hope you're having an awesome week already. And of course, feel free to leave a like. If you like what I'm doing here, please feel free to subscribe. Really appreciate all the subscriptions and the love I've been getting from everyone out there. Well wishes and all. I'm just finishing up cleaning out this airbrush. Looking pretty good now. In fact, I think I can put it away for a while. Let me just clear this out. I don't think I'm going to be doing much more airbrushing today. That was really all I had to do. But we are going to do some practical brushing using some Citadel washes on these little rocks that are flying out away from the blaster explosion. I'll show you how we're going to do that. Shouldn't take long. I got a new needle on the way, so looking forward to getting that. Until then, it's a little tricky painting with that brush right now. But it's coming. All right. That being said, I can finally turn on my fan because it's a little warm in the studio today. I live in Southern California, and we've been having record-breaking temperature for December. These past couple of weeks, it's been like fucking 80, like 83, 85 degrees out, which is insane. I don't like it. I've lived here my whole life, and after this many years in California, I'd really like to have some seasons. I really would. I think it would be really nice having actual seasons, like some of you are lucky enough to have. I would be stoked to to have seasons. So this is just Nuln oil, and it's a very transparent shade color by Citadel. And I'm basically just going to be putting it on these rocks with a brush to not make them, to make them look more like rocks. I think that's the word I'm looking for. So just need to find the right brush to do so. I got a billion brushes up here. Oh, that's my... This is the brush I use to apply... what do you call it? Latex. This should be a good brush. Just needs a little bit of shaping. This is an army painter brush that was... it came with my wet palette that I bought from them. I do want the rocks to be glowing a little bit, but I also want to add more contrast and darken them up a little bit to make them look a little more rock-like. I don't want them completely molten looking, but somewhat molten, because they were just hit by a blaster bolt from a stormtrooper. Actually, a clone trooper. I should be more specific. I should know better. You might know the scene. It's right when the Emperor orders or calls out Order 66, and Obi-Wan Kenobi's on the planet of Utapau, and he just killed General Grievous, and Palpatine orders Order 66, and all the clone troopers that Obi-Wan Kenobi's been fighting side by side with for years, they've got that chip in their brain, and they just basically mindlessly start shooting every Jedi in the galaxy. And Obi-Wan Kenobi's riding on Boga. Shots get pretty close, and him and Boga fall into the water hundreds of feet below. One of my all-time favorite scenes in Star Wars. So when I found out Wicked was making this diorama, I was like, holy shit, I have to do this. I have to do this. Now, at the time, I didn't realize the scale. You know, I saw that Wicked was doing this in 1/6 scale, and I didn't really take into account, like, okay, Obi-Wan Kenobi is going to be about 12 inches, about 10 to 12, 13 inches tall. If he's 1/6 scale, let's say he's a 6 foot tall dude. It's 1/6 scale. He's going to be about, 12 inches tall, about a foot or so. I was right about that. But what I didn't take into account was that Boga, the creature that he's riding, is so much bigger than him. Much, much bigger. And she's also at 1/6 scale, true to size. And I started printing this thing and quickly realized that Boga is going to be damn near, 5 feet long. And she is. She's absolutely massive on this model. And I'm really excited to get to start painting her. Which, as soon as I'm done with all these pieces for the base, that's what's next, is we're going to start working on Boga. So I'm really excited for that. It's going to be challenging. Definitely going to be a challenge. She is big. A lot going on today. My stepdad's in the hospital. We've possibly had a mini stroke or a full-blown stroke. Hey Jerry, what's up, buddy? So I'm hoping my grandpa, or not my grandpa, my stepdad comes out all right today. We'll find out more later after they get an MRI done. We'll see what happens. How's your day going, Jerry? You know, I forgot to message Jen and let her know I was going live today. She seems to be the one that has the most problems with getting notifications about when I go live and stuff. She might be working too, to be fair. Yeah, I guess he was in the shower last night and screamed out for my mom's help. And when my mom got to him, he was in the shower, and my mom got to him, and he said he wasn't feeling right, and that he couldn't feel part of his face, that his face went numb, and that he just didn't feel right. And my mom was saying that it looked like, I don't recall what side of his face she said, left or right, but looked like part of his face was drooping a little bit, like he'd lost some muscle control there. And yeah, so I'm a little worried about the guy, man. I love my stepdad. His name's Phil. Vietnam War veteran. He's got some pretty serious health issues. Dude's been through a lot of shit. Most of his health issues are stemming from Agent Orange poisoning that he took on during the Vietnam War. But the guy's still kicking ass, you know, as best he can. Takes great care of my mom. Dude's awesome. And yeah, so really pulling for him. Hey, welcome home from work, man. Definitely. I am honored to get off work, walk in the door, and start watching my channel. That's pretty dope. Don't forget Jen. The ladies always come first. Yeah, I guess I'll know more tonight about what's going on with my stepdad. If my mom calls, I might have to take it on my iPad. But that is a phone call I will absolutely interrupt the live stream for. I do have some other news to share today, which is super exciting. Wow, I got 3 people watching, already got 3 likes. Fuck, awesome, man. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Feel free to comment in the chat. Love to hear from everyone. Give me a name if you want, or we can just stick with your nickname, whatever your channel name or YouTube name is. That's cool. My name is Ron. I am the 3D painter. Get it? 3D painter. I print stuff. I print 3D stuff and then I paint it. 3D painter. Yeah, not very hard to figure out. So I'm okay if these rocks are still a little glowy because I do want them to look kind of molten. I mean, they just got blasted out of the rock they were sitting in by a superheated blaster bolt. But I do want some texture to show up, so I'm adding this layer of Nuln Oil around them to darken them up and bring out the texture a little better. So that's what's going on here. Adds a little more depth and charm. Yeah, I'm hoping so too. He's what 82, 83 now? I forget. And I mean, just one of the strongest dudes I know. But yeah, he's really struggling. So he's at the VA right now, and they want to give him an MRI. They got to do an MRI to find out if it was an actual stroke. But they sent my mom back home to get the remote control for his not his pacemaker. He's got some other fucking bionic shit in his body that's remote controlled, and they have to be able to turn it off. And the only way to do that is via remote control. So my mom had to run home and grab that so that they could do the MRI. Because whatever the thing is made out of, is obviously magnetic, and or I don't know if it's magnetic. I forget exactly what it is, but they have to turn it off so that the super gnarly magnets in the MRI machine don't fuck up his machine that's in his body, controlling whatever it is. I should know more. Shame on me. But he's had so many health problems over the years, and he's still out there kicking ass that I kind of forget, what all of it is sometimes. But yeah, I really appreciate the well wishes, and he watches my live streams sometimes too, so I'll definitely let him know everybody's wishing him well. Really hoping for a full recovery myself. So yeah, Phil, this goes out to you, dude. Thank you for taking such good care of my mom, and hey, just know we're all out here pulling for you, man. Right, that looks good. Now we got this one. Okay. I don't know if you were here yet or not, Jerry, but I think, don't quote me on this, but I think we might be finished with the base today. And you know what that means. So I'm super excited about. Oh yeah, go take care of those dogs, man. Those black eye hounds. Thought I was hard-headed. All right, now we're gonna tilt these guys upward a bit. Time to blow dry them. Well, I guess we could just put them like that. Give them a good blow dry. These guys are about ready to be glued onto the base, which I'm excited for. That's pretty good. I need to make a little sign that I can put right here for when I'll be right back. I don't know how to do it digitally. I know I've seen a lot of YouTubers that live stream and they've got like you know, if you got to take a potty break or something, you know, the screen says be right back, you know, health and safety break or something. I got to learn how to do that. But in the meantime, I just need like a little mini sandwich board that I can put up that says be right back or something. I mean, I guess a paper towel would work. Long story short, I forgot to bring my drink downstairs with me, and I'm thirsty. So I kind of want to go back upstairs real quick and grab something to drink. So this is going to have to work in the meantime until I become more technologically savvy. Does that work? Yeah, that works. So basically, I gotta run upstairs real quick and grab my drink. But in the meantime, I'll let you guys listen to some cool tunes, and I'll be right back. I promise. Thanks for bearing with me. I'm back. Here I am. All right. Thank you guys for being patient. I appreciate you. Just had to run upstairs and grab a soda, little shorty pop. I was just thirsty. That's what I'm drinking. No, I'm not sponsored by 7-Up. But I got Sprite too. I got a Sprite. We'll wait till Jerry gets back here. And then I think then we're gonna switch up the camera angle. I got some stuff we got to figure out for the other portion of the base. Huh. Okay. I need to remember to take these batteries out when I'm not messing with this thing. This is the soundboard for the diorama. Soundboard and the power for the lightsaber. And any other LED lights that we happen to hook up to it. Just need to get these to sit up here so they're out of the way. There we go. See if we're still charged here.
Hello there. General Kenobi, the negotiator.
Pretty cool. So this is the piece that fits in the base. And I've got to cover up the button. Get that figured out. Oh, this is one thing I have to do is cut this little section out here. Because there's like an antenna or something that fits in right here that I got to glue into place. A couple of them. We'll figure that out when we get to it. Hey Jerry, welcome back. I'm back as well. I had to run upstairs and grab myself a sody pop. All right. I'm just figuring out a couple things here real quick. I think we're gonna switch camera angle here. Okay, let's see. I gotta put it on my Osmo here. Make sure it's got the clearance. Bear with me. There we go. All right. I think that's a good spot. You have a little mini Lazy Susan that I can slide under this for now. As long as I can get the balance right. That feels pretty good. Okay, cool. So we got to figure out where these blaster bolt explosions go and get them glued in. I'm so excited to actually be gluing stuff into the base again, finally, because it's that much closer I'm getting to the finish line. Some of these don't quite work right, but I think I'm just going to cut the nibs off the bottom of them and then get them glued in. But let's start off with the blaster bolts. And then we'll figure out this puzzle. I do have some really good news today, too, despite the bad news that I had earlier. So I'm looking forward to sharing that because everybody likes some good news. Well, shit. You know what? I am forgetting kind of a big thing. But now that I'm looking at it, I'm not sure I want to mess with it. Okay, that one fits there for sure. I just don't know how I'm going to feel without doing it. There it is. That's the fit. Now, doesn't that make it pop? Like that's a nice little explosion of color. Like they look like little blaster bolt explosions. I think that's going to look really nice on the base there. The only one I'm not sure of is this guy here. I think that's the fit right there. Now, what I was thinking about doing was adding some OSL, some object source lighting to the base, you know, kind of a glowing to it. I'm on the fence about that yet. I mean, really just like some bright yellow in there and a little bit of like a bright fluorescent yellow, kind of like an overspray to just fill in this area and add a little bit of glowiness to it. You know, because I just feel like it would help sell the effect a little better. I mean, am I wrong? Hey, what's up, Aaron? Sorry, I didn't have my my chat over here, which I need to fix, so I'm gonna do that right now. Since I think we're gonna be at this station for a bit. There we go. That's a little better. They got this cool rig for my iPad. It's nice. But that's how I monitor my chat when I'm going along. I liked the armature so much I bought a second one to just be at home upstairs in my house. Oh, thanks, man. So, Aaron, I'm not sure if you were here a minute ago. I was trying to figure out if I want to do some OSL, some object source lighting. This is the object or the source of the light, and it's a blaster bolt explosion. So, being that it's light, it's an explosion, it's light, I feel that it's necessary to add kind of a glow to the ground, just like we had here. We want to match that glowing, and that'll kind of help further sell the effect of these doodads being explosions. Yes, absolutely do it. What do you think, Jerry? Yeah, it needs it. I agree. It's a little too fucking plain without it. So, let's mix up some color for that. I mean, I'm a little nervy about doing it, but we're gonna fucking do it anyways. So, come back over here. And this is why I made my airbrush station mobile, and I have a longer hose for it. I'm gonna have to fuck with that a little bit. Okay, very carefully roll this away. What happened? Oh, song just over. Okay. Make sure I have enough length. Yeah, we're good. Okay, cool. So I found this old, like, somebody was just throwing it away, this old cabinet thingy. And so I took it home and painted it and put some casters on it. And that's my whole airbrush station. So I'm able to roll that around the garage and get it closer to my spot. If I need to work on something big like what I'm doing right now, I can easily move it over and deal with that. So super handy in situations like this where I can't, where whatever I'm painting is too big to have here. So back to our fluorescent paint, and we're going to use some white. Oh, I know how to do the glow effect. That's not the issue. It's just that I guess I'm just fucking being lazy. I don't know. I'm not gonna lie. I'm very anxious to finish the base. This is way too much paint. I'm really anxious to finish the base and get on to painting Boga, but that's not how I roll. I know you love fluorescent paint. So when you finally get an airbrush, this is a really good cheap brand of airbrush paint that I really like. I like their fluorescent colors. They're very nice. They flow nicely. And then the base I'm using is just this. The U.S. Art Supply. Dirt cheap airbrush paint. Works really well. So I'm just looking for a really, really light yellow. Not quite white, not quite fluorescent yellow. Cool. I love it. I've always loved like paintworks that can be illuminated with fluorescent light, you know, or UV light, a black light, as we said back in the day. All right, that's good. I thought I was done airbrushing, but I'm not. Now, this airbrush has been a little finicky with me because I accidentally bent the needle on my last live stream. I snagged the needle on my shirt, and it's got just a very slight bend in the needle here. But just by snagging it on my shirt, that fucked it up. And that's titanium. That's a titanium needle. That was a $70 fucking mistake, accident, snagging that little needle on my shirt and bending it, because there's no getting it straight once you've done that. You're fucked. So yeah, wasn't too happy about that. You know what? My brain is telling me to do white first. We need to do white first before we do any kind of yellow. So let's do that. That's good enough. Shouldn't need much. Yeah, oils take forever to dry. Yeah, even faster if you use a blow dryer or something. You know, I've got I 3D printed like this little cup holder, and that's where my blow dryer is. You know, it's got its own little holster right under my workbench. You know, and I use the shit out of that thing, you know, to quickly dry my work when, you know, if I need to get on to the next color. Having a blow dryer with the cooling button, of course, that can come in clutch. Oh, you got to have a blow dryer, man. That is a must in the hobby field for doing what we do. And then I've got a fan up there too that I use to further circulate air in the studio here, and that really helps dry things a little faster. Let's see. Try to get a good angle that I can work with. So I think we'll start here with this guy. You know, one thing I just realized I need for this table is I need like a clip-on airbrush holder thing that I can just stick my airbrush onto right there. That, yeah. Oh, and I have an idea. I know how I can do that now. Cool. So that'll come. That'll be in the future. In the meantime, I'll just use my cleaner here. And oh yeah, I don't need the 3D print one. I have like tons of little airbrush things like that. I think I've got one right here in one of my drawers full of shit. Nope. Seem to have more drawers too, because I'm going to order another workbench just like the one I just put together, because I want one. All right, hold on to that for me. I think we're just about ready to start painting again here. Well, I was hoping Jen would be here for the big announcement. Aside from the bad news, we've had a lot of bad news in my family lately. You know, my stepdad possibly just had a stroke of some kind. So we're waiting on news from that. My sister's dog just passed away after 19 years. Rest in peace, Mana. Very sad for my sister and her husband. And yeah, just shit, you know, just life in general. Sorry, I paused thought here. Let me see if I can get a better camera angle so you guys can see more close up what I'm doing here. I think I can do that. In fact, I know I can. And then I'll get back to what I was talking about. One of the things I've really tried to do in this channel is to make it so that I have access to every little tool and thing I need to, you know, bring my subscribers close up. You know, I want to be able to give you guys all that fun stuff so that you can really get a good look at what I'm doing. I think that's good, right about there. The microphone fixed. Cool. So yeah, stepdad possibly had a stroke, sister's dog died. And yeah, it's been rough. My wife's been on disability for around a year now. And as of today, my wife just started her new job, which is fucking awesome. And the best part about the fact that my wife is back to work after being on disability for a year and going through what she's been going through personally, which I won't get into. You know, she's had some tough time, but my wife started back to work today. So that means that the 3D painter is also going to be in the studio that much more because my wife's at work all day long. And I'm going to be around to provide you guys with more content. Okay. So I'm really excited for that. So what I'm doing is I'm holding the airbrush down at the same angle the light would be hitting it from the blaster bolt, and we're going to start bringing that glow out from that angle all the way around. But yeah, that's kind of my big announcement today, is that my wife started her new job, and that means that we're going to start seeing a lot more content from the 3D painter coming very soon. And I'm really excited about that. In fact, it's coming so soon, it starts today. Today is day one of me pretty much being back in the studio almost every day. I do have quite a bit of doctor's appointments and stuff that I got to handle. I've got surgeries coming up this year at some point that I'm going to have to get to. But in the meantime, I'm going to be in the studio a lot more, and I'm really, really excited about that. So that means that I get to. It's that much more work that I'm going to get to do on Obi-Wan Kenobi Rides Boga, which I'm super excited about. Let's see. There, that's the fit. Okay. I'm just checking my OSL here. Okay, that's not the fit. Where's the fit? There it is. That's it. Okay, cool. That one's good. A little more white paint. So I'm starting off with white. I'm going to do exactly what I did with the blaster bolts to create this OSL, this object source lighting on the surface here. So we're going to do that one color at a time. So the first one's done with the white part. Now we're going to do this one. And in the meantime, I'll check the chat. I apologize. Okay. Aaron says, sometimes getting old sucks. Fuck, all the time getting old sucks, bro. I mean, I got a lot of positives about getting older too, but there's shit sucks. Wait, Jen's here. It's a chat filter, all messages. Top fans? No. Wait, Jen's not here. Yeah, I got all messages. Oh, I see. Aaron's saying thanks, Jen, for my wife going back to work. Got it. You're funny, dude. I'll let her know you said thanks. But yeah, so that's pretty exciting. I'm pretty stoked on that. I thought you meant Jen, our subscriber friend. I want these little cracks. I want to fill in these little cracks with some white as well, because I want those to look like they're kind of glowing from inside. Okay. It's tricky getting the fit just right on this guy. Okay. Am I grabbing the wrong one? What the fuck? Yeah, I was. Damn it. Okay. That's why I was struggling to get it to fit, right? There. All right. Okay. I think that looks good for that one. One more. Okay, let's try it like this then. Ugh. Well, that sucked. Whew, that could have been really bad. Fortunately, it wasn't. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. Okay. I will definitely tell the wife you said congratulations. Thank you. Yeah, it's fucking awesome, man. She got a job as HR manager, which is a very long deserved title for her. And you know, it's a long time coming. A whole year of dealing with what she's been dealing with, and you know, I don't want to get into the particulars because it's not my business to really share, but I'll just say like workers' comp shit and lawsuit stuff, and you know, it's been a mess and very stressful for her. So it's really nice for her to be getting back to the workforce and moving along with that chapter for both of us. At the same time, I'm not going to lie, it's been really nice for us to get to spend the time together that we've gotten to spend. A lot of couples don't get to enjoy that until they're retired. We don't have any kids. We got fur babies. So it's been really nice. We've gotten some good traveling in, go visit family, and just really getting to spend a lot of quality time together. Some days it's been amazing that we didn't kill each other too. Just like any couple. But we're kind of a gross couple. We get along really, really well outside of the relationship aspects of our relationship and marriage. Like we're also very close, best friends. I'm really fortunate to have that with her, and so it's been a good experience for us to have that time. And yeah, but it's also exciting to have her back at work and all that. Okay, now I gotta get ready for the next color, so I'm gonna clean out my airbrush here. Give you guys kind of an overall look of how the OSL is doing here. I think this might need a little more. Yeah. It's definitely starting to look a little glowy. I like that. The one thing about airbrushing over here, though, is that I don't have all the stuff that I normally have at hand when I'm at my workbench. So, got to modify things a little bit. Yeah, I mean, COVID really, I think it really helped a lot of people, and it also really screwed up a lot of people. I think a lot of people discovered things about their significant others that they were better off not knowing. And, on the flip side, of course, it helped a lot of couples. For Jenny and I, we did just fine with COVID. Nothing changed about my job. I do swimming pools, and so I work outside, and I never stopped working outside. I just kept going to work every day like I normally did. Customers just didn't come out and talk as much. Which is okay with me. I didn't have any problem with that. I'm really not happy with the way this airbrush is working right now. I think I'm going to switch out this airbrush. I'm going to put some cleaner in it. I always stress like how much you want to take care of your airbrushes, and yeah, I mean, just having a slight bend in my needle is fucking up my day. So I'm going to switch out to a 0.4. millimeter nozzles, so it's a little bigger, but that's all right. This is my Squidmar special edition Ultra. I love this airbrush. I just don't use it a lot because I keep the 0.4 millimeter nozzle in there for doing like washes and stuff like that. But I'm not really painting anything in super high detail right now. And what I do need to paint, I can get in pretty tight with it anyways, just by bringing the airbrush a little closer. So that's okay. So we're going to go ahead and use that. Yeah, now we're cooking with oil. Big difference. It's insane how much just having a tiny little slight bend in your needle on your airbrush can just really fuck up things. But obviously, that airbrush needs to be set aside until I get my replacement needle in the mail. $70 mistake. That was a $70 mix-up. Fucking snagging that needle on my on my shirt. What sucked even more is that was a fairly fucking new needle. So I think what I'm gonna do is turn my air pressure down. Knock it down to 15. I gotta stop doing that. I keep mixing up which one's which. You guys see okay everything I'm doing here? Yeah, I guess, like IT jobs didn't really get to stop. I think that, Jerry's IT as well. I'm sure it was the same for him. All right, that one looks good. All right. What do you think so far? How's that looking? A little more glowy, I think. Fluorescent orange. This nice, neat little table quickly went from nice, neat little table to like absolute fuckery in a very short amount of time. So, this is the fluorescent orange by Roy Safar. That's just how I'm not gonna even try to explain myself anymore. It's like it's called Roy Safar until the company contacts me and tells me how to pronounce it. I'm calling it Roy Zafar. Roy Zafar. Put a little some goop in there to thin it out. Get some flow improver in there. Now I'm not even changing out the. I am being very careful. I don't want any of this to splash. Yeah, I'm just gonna actually move it away from the base. And we're just going to go around and give it a real nice mellow coat to blend in that yellow. We start from the outside in. Actually going to have to rotate the model a little bit. And for obvious reasons, you want to try to get that paint moving in the direction that the light's flowing, because it's going to give you natural shadows on the other side. You know what I mean? So the light's radiating out in a 360-degree angle. So we want to try and spray as close to that as possible to bring those natural shadows out. So, for example, the light's cascading down this little hill here, and I want my airbrush to be pointing in that direction. Think of your airbrush like a flashlight, and whatever direction you shine that light in, that's where the light's going to go. And you're doing the same thing with your paint. I don't want the light to travel too far down the little hill, so I'm just masking, if you will. There we go. And do the same thing with this guy. I'm not really concerned too much if there's even a little bit of overspray coming down here, because that's just going to add to the glowing effect. What do you guys think so far? How's that looking to you? I don't know how it looks on camera, so I always like to hear it from you guys. I mean, I kind of know how it looks on camera, but it's always good to have another pair of eyes, you know, or multiple pairs of eyes to look and critique and see what they say. I feel like we're getting a really nice glowing effect going here, and I'm very pleased with it so far. And that fluorescent paint, you know, adding that in is really key in bringing that glowing effect together. We'll go start getting ready here for our next color. And one advantage I have about being in my garage is I can literally dump my airbrush right on the floor. I really love that. Definitely helps facilitate cleaning between colors. Oops, that wasn't good. That's the one thing I don't like about this airbrush. It has a positive and a negative. It's just a free cup that sits on there. But if you need to do a really small amount of paint, you don't even have to put the cup on. You know, you can just put a couple drops of paint in there and get your color going. So it's a positive and a negative about that. You know, if you're doing just really minute color switches and stuff like that, not having the cup on there can be pretty handy. Yeah, I don't know what happened to Aaron. He might have had to bounce or go downstairs and get the mail or something. Who knows? Aaron's got a rough sleep schedule sometimes, I know too, so he very well may have passed out. Oh, okay. Yeah, he might need those. I think we all do sometimes. I'm on the opposite. I'm on pain meds, and those things fucking really get me awake. All right, I'm mixing up some more color here. I gotta see this red. Yeah, my pain meds do exactly the opposite of make me sleepy. Apparently, they make everybody else really tired. You know, I have to take hydrocodone for my tendinosis. Otherwise, I'm in extremely. I mean, I guess I couldn't call it extreme. For me, it's pretty fucking extreme. I'm in pretty severe pain without them. I hate to admit it. But it is what it is. Now, this has got too much bright paint in it. So I am going to switch over. Because this point in the glow, I really want it to start darkening a little bit out towards the edges. Like it's fading into the ether or something. Oh, yeah, he might have passed out. Good night, Aaron. I hope you sleep well, buddy. So this is just a dark red, and I'm going to start on the outside and kind of work my way in a bit to fade that orange out. And it's the same way I did all the blaster bolt explosions. There's Jen. Hey, girl. Wait, okay. Logic arguments. Yeah, I'm doing what's called OSL or object source lighting right now. Um, it's going to it's going to help sell the glowing from the blaster bolt explosion. Probably doesn't translate on camera very well. But with my eyes here, what I'm looking at, it's definitely looking pretty sweet. I'm pretty happy with it so far. We're just adding some very faint red to the outer edge. It's like a dark red to just kind of bring everything in. So you want that light to look like it's fading away. So the way the glow from these, it does work. Yeah, so what I'm using is like a fluorescent paint. These aren't, there's no light coming out of these. Well, I mean, it's light. Don't have to go get into photons and electrons and how all that works. I could say a really funny science joke right now, but I'm going to pass. But yeah, by basically mirroring what I did here, went from white to bright yellow to like an orange, fluorescent orange into a red. You do essentially the same thing here, and you want to aim your airbrush in the direction that the light would be emanating from, which in this case, of course, is a 360-degree angle. And so I'm spraying this way. Think of your airbrush like a flashlight, and whatever you aim it at, it's gonna paint light onto that surface. And you can see how that works here just by when I change the angle. Sorry for the camera shaking. When I change the angle, you can see how the shadows on this side change the way the light goes to your eye. You see how that works? The more you look straight down on it or change the angle, you see the glow differently. And that's called OSL, or object source lighting. So I painted these guys first and position them, and as I'm going along, I'm kind of just checking. I pick it up, make sure we're matching there, and it's looking pretty good. I'm a little on the fence about this one here. I think I want to touch that up a little bit, so I'm going to go ahead and clean out my airbrush here. And I've got some pre-mixed color already that I'm going to go back to brighten up the center. I just got to clean this out really quick. But we're getting down to the nitty-gritty on this base. I'm very happy to say. Oh, thanks, Logic. I appreciate that, man. That's something I kind of taught myself recently, watching some other YouTubers, and I mean, I've known what OSL is for a long time. I've just never really played around with it much or had the need to. But ever since I got into painting these 3D printed models, there's definitely a need for it. I understand how it works. I just never really had to apply it before. And I've done a couple different projects where I used it. Shenron and Goku. I wasn't entirely happy with the way that one turned out, but the commissioner, the person who commissioned that project, they were very happy with it. So they didn't want me to change it or do it over again. So, and they paid me, so I left it as is. But yeah, this is something I'm a little more comfortable with. And, no joke, I did give it a practice run. I had a couple of misprints, which were these ones here. Like this one didn't print with the center. This is what it looked like before I painted it. And then I used the ones that misprinted to kind of practice on. And then I reprinted all three of them. And here we are. And earlier I took some Null in the Oil by Citadel, which is like a shade wash paint, and I went over the rocks with that. Oh yeah, I should say that. But yeah, if you guys could, I hate to ask, leave a like. Smash that like button if you're enjoying what you see on my channel. Check out some of my other videos too. There's a lot of cool projects going on there, and I've got a shit ton more really cool projects in the works this year. But before I get to those, I've got to finish Obi-Wan Kenobi Rides Boga. Are you Logic? Are you new to the channel here? Is this your first time coming in? Have you seen anything I've been doing with this project so far? If not, I'd love to show it to you, what we've got going on here, because it's just about there. So right now I'm just going to brighten up the center here. I want a stronger glow from the center. You're brand new. Well, hey, dude, thank you for stopping by and checking it out. And if you give me just a minute here, I'm gonna set this model up. We're gonna do a full mock-up of the whole thing, sort of, because I really want to see how these blaster bolts are gonna look with the creature on it, and everything like that. I've got the wiring already done for Obi-Wan Kenobi's lightsaber. I've got the soundboard done. Soundboard's really cool. So this guy, this is part of the model. This is where all the wiring is hidden. You can see a little speaker. Eventually, I'm going to put a little screen over this. I got to find a piece of screen. Then we're going to paint over that. But there's all the electronics in there. And let me pause the music. So I should ask you first, have you seen Revenge of the Sith? I'm assuming you're here because you like Star Wars. I fucking love Star Wars. But have you seen Revenge of the Sith before? And if so, you know the scene where Obi-Wan Kenobi is going after General Grievous to bring him in for questioning or kill him. And he ends up killing General Grievous. And that's when Senator Palpatine, otherwise known as... hold on, sorry. Darth Sidious orders Order 66, in which case all the clones start turning on the Jedi that they've fought alongside for so long during the Clone Wars, and they start killing them. And in that scene, right after Obi-Wan Kenobi kills General Grievous, the clone troopers start shooting at him, and Obi-Wan Kenobi hops on his trusty steed Boga, which is a creature called a Varactyl, and he takes off running. Oh, wow. Well, congratulations, man. Welcome to Star Wars. So in that scene, Obi-Wan Kenobi Okay, so here's our soundboard, right? So in that scene, Obi-Wan Kenobi drops in and he says,
Hello there. General Kenobi,
and of course, you hear General Grievous there.
the negotiator.
And then after Order 66 is ordered, this is what you hear. And that's the scene where Boga and Obi-Wan Kenobi fall hundreds and hundreds of feet into the water below. Super exciting scene. I think it's one of the coolest scenes in Revenge of the Sith and all of Star Wars. That's just my personal opinion. I freaking love that scene. And yeah. I think I'm gonna call it good for now on these blaster bolt explosions. I feel complete. I feel like these look great. So I'm gonna start breaking this stuff down here, and we're gonna start putting together the model to have a look at what we've got going here so far. It's always good to stop and do kind of a mock-up and see where you're at. And for that, I'm going to have to set us up on my tripod. So I have this camera rig. This is the setup we're looking at right now. That's like my mobile airbrush station. Now I've got my iPad here. I'm able to turn this, so it's real easy to work on. But my normal paint station is right here on this booth. I've got all my bunch of paints up on the pegboard here. And then that's my my music monitor basically. And then I've got two of my resin printers here. This is my wash and cure station here. That's a tick from Arc Raiders if you're into the video game Arc Raiders. And in there is one of the Leaper units from that game. That's my photography station. So when I finish a model, one that's small enough to fit in there, I do that. And then I've got my FDM printer here set up. So there's a super quick tour of my studio. And the studio, of course, is in my garage. So I'm going to set up on this little DJI Osmo here. Now, you may notice I don't show my face very often at all on camera. Reason being is that I'm super fucking ugly. No, I'm just kidding. I'm actually okay. I never, when I first started doing my YouTube channel, I decided I didn't want it to be about me. I wanted it to be about this hobby. I wanted it to be about sharing the love of this hobby and just, the painting. It's about the subject matter. It's not about me. This is about all of us learning together about how to paint these creations and do what we do. But every once in a while, I've got to fuck around and do stuff like this. You might see my face. Disclaimer, I do smoke. I don't recommend it. So if you don't smoke, fucking don't start. That's the best thing I could say about that. Now, some of these dudes, I have no idea where they go. And I don't have the, whatchamacallit, forget the word for it. It's the thing that shows you where everything goes. I don't have that with me right now, so I'm just kind of winging this. We're just gonna put shit where it fits, sort of. I think this one goes up there. That okay. And this one, we'll just say it goes right. Yeah, it's like a cat. If it fits, it sits. Oh, that okay. I see what's up with that one. And then this one goes there. That one goes there. These are just like little antenna array things that go on the base. I don't remember where this one goes. I feel like it's supposed to sit up here. We'll just leave it there for now. Okay. Next. There's a lot more to this. I better get this thing out of the way. We just getting started here, son. Oh, I'm showing Boga. That's what we're working up to. Got to see Boga. A new subscriber without seeing Boga, seeing what this project is all about. Holy shit! No, we're not going to do that. You got to see it to believe it. So first, oh yeah, Jen, and anyone who's watching, listening, I have really good news. If you're new to the channel, you haven't really experienced this yet, but for people who've been around the channel for a minute, my wife, congratulations, my love, started her new job today, which means that, this is right. Okay. Which means that my wife went back to full-time work this morning. And since I'm on disability, I still have my job, but I'm currently disabled right now from my job. I'm going to be working in the studio a lot starting today. So this is the first of many what may turn out to be daily live streams as I get this project put together and figured out. Fortunately, the base is almost done. Dude, I'm really digging the really digging the blaster bolt explosions. I'm looking at them on camera, and I'm looking at them in person just to kind of see how everything's fitting and matching up. I feel like I need a little bit of OSL on this guy. I need to add some glowing on this. If this is where that's going to go. I think we could do some edge highlighting on these little ribs here and stuff that would look really freaking cool. As a state, I should say, I almost said fucking cool, but I paused and caught myself, but I'm going to say fucking cool anyways. It would look really fucking cool. My channel is not made for kids, so if your kids are in the room or anything, I speak freely, and I expect everybody in my chat to speak freely too, so there's some bad words that happen sometimes, and that's all I'm going to say about that. Oh, and by the way, this is the button for the soundboard, actually, this is the button for the lightsaber, for powering the lightsaber, and it goes right here, and you can see there's a little button right here. Let's see. Click there. So you're going to push down this antenna, and that's what's going to turn the lightsaber on. FYI. I don't know how I'm going to do that part yet, but we're going to figure it out. And next up, here we go. This is where it gets a little scary for me. This thing is so big, I have to move my camera back a little bit. Sorry about that. Okay. Yeah, all right. You ready? You ready for this? Wait, let me catch up with. Looking forward to lots of painting. Me too. You are not all. Thanks, Jen. Okay, so yeah, this is 1/6 scale. So Obi-Wan Kenobi, I'm going to stretch this out a little bit. Obi-Wan Kenobi at 1/6 scale. Let's say Obi-Wan is 6 feet tall. he's going to come in at around 12 inches tall. So like picture if he was standing up, this model, he would be 1/6 scale. He would be about 12, 13 inches tall. So, but in this case, he's sitting on the saddle of Boga. And if you've seen the movie, Boga's pretty big. She's a big girl. And Wicked 3D also did Boga in 1/6 scale. So here we go. I have to be very careful getting this position done here right, because I don't have anything attached yet, which is a whole other story, because it's going to be really tricky getting this to fit on the base properly once I get her put together. All right, that feels pretty sturdy. Okay. And then so there we go. Still doesn't fit in the camera. And then this is super stressful for me doing this part, but I got to do it. I got to do it for you guys. We got to see where we're at here. Just very lightly getting everybody put on here. Where did he go? Where'd he go? Shit. I don't know where I put... Oh, here he is. Okay. Oh, he's not going to fit on there now because I have him hollowed out for the wiring to go through. I'm going to have wiring going up from... It's easier if I just move my camera around. So the wiring comes out of here and goes up and through her leg and then down her body and up through Obi-Wan Kenobi's butthole and out through these little holes up here and then out of his body through his arm. And we've got, where did that go? Is it down here? Yeah, so this is our lightsaber here. So this blade attaches to his hand here. And that will in turn, of course, attach to Obi-Wan Kenobi. And when all is said and done and we turn it on, the whole model's going to glow on because his lightsaber is like right about here. So this whole side of the body will be glowing with this beautiful blue lightsaber light. And yeah, I mean, she is damn near 5 feet long, I'd say. 4.5 feet, 5 feet long. She's massive. Yeah, when Wicked announced this one, I couldn't wait to get started on it. Yeah, it is going to be sick. I couldn't wait to start on it, though. And yeah, same, you know, I didn't realize how big it was going to be. And then I started setting everything up on my up on my slicer for my 3D printers and was like, "Holy shit, this thing is massive." And what's even crazier is at the time, I only had the one printer. I just had this little. I I don't want to unzip everything. I had the Anycubic Photon Mono M7 Pro. It's not a tiny printer, but it's not a very big printer. And it was the only printer I had, and so everything got printed. All these parts, all 130 pieces, I think. I forget. Every single part was 3D printed out of that one printer, and it took me, I think it was about 3 weeks total of printing 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. As soon as a print was done, set up another section of the model, and then start printing that, and just going and going and going until all the parts were done. And yeah, it took about 3 weeks, I think, if I remember right. So yeah, it's been a labor of love. It's a hell of a project. But now that my wife is back to work, I'm going to have a hell of a lot more time to work on it. So I'm really excited for that. And yeah, and my wife's excited too. She's really happy about starting a new job and getting back into the workforce. So I'm really proud of her and very happy for her. But yeah, let's have a look. See here. Jen, what do you think? What do you think of the glowing? You came in a little late. I love how the color shifts. I mean, I don't know how well it translates on camera. I mean, I kind of do, but I think it really works. Like, it's selling me. I'm sold on it. Really like this one. Your wife's so cute. I was talking to the other Jen too, so that's cool. I've got both Jens answering questions. Gen G and Gen R. What are your thoughts? Inquiring minds want to know. Okay. I feel like I really want to glue these on right now, but at the same time, I feel like I better not glue on any of these parts until I'm done with Boga and I'm ready to assemble the whole thing. I think that is wise. Oh, thanks, Jen Rojas. Any Jen will do. So logically arguments. Okay, I get it. I see what you're doing with your name there. That's tricky. Wait until she's on. You thought the explosions were huge. Yeah, logically the explosions did look huge until you put her up. They're just like little pea shooter explosions. Right? Okay. Well, I'm very happy with the way these turned out today. And I think I'm going to call them good. I think, yeah. I'm just giving it a really good look over. I'm also planning, because it's like, all right, once I'm done with this part, what's next? I definitely want to put some OSL on this one if that's where this is going to sit. I want to do some edge highlighting on here and bring that glow up into this. And then fuck, am I really that close to starting work on Boga? That's kind of like what I'm trying to figure out right now too. This is the other button for the soundboard. So I want to trim. I got to trim this off so that it's just barely sitting there. I have to cut this down and then glue it to that button because this is the button for the soundboard. Yeah. So I got to cut that down and get that glued on there. I got to find a piece of screen to put over the speaker and then get this unit painted. This is going to be painted like the same that these guys are all done, like a metallic with a wash on it. Shit. I think I'm kind of in disbelief right now that I'm pretty much ready to start working on Boga, I think. And that's a whole other logistical nightmare that I have to sort out. Starting by sealing all the gaps and sculpting the scales in the gaps. Like parts like this. So I'm going to have to fill in all these gaps with like a putty. And then all these little scales in here, I have to sculpt those and blend it all in so it's seamless. This has got to be perfect. Even these smaller ones here. And then once I get all this sealed, then it'll finally be ready for primer coat. And I've got to get the whole thing put together too in some way so that I can paint it all at once. At least the body and her legs, I want to paint all together so that how do I explain it? So it's got the right consistency and shadow, everything, all the colors, everything matches. It's hard to, you guys know what I'm saying. So I'm definitely going to be live streaming tomorrow. In which case, I think we're going to be ready to work on this piece. We're going to have to figure out a screen or something for this, which I'm either going to make something or I'm going to find a little tiny piece of screen or something that I can cut to fit that. And then we're going to get this painted and get the buttons glued on and cut and finished so that this thing's ready to sit where it belongs. And I think once this is done, we're ready to start working on Boga, which is going to be crazy. What are you talking about here, Jerry? Putting some paint on the unit? Okay. Yeah, it is a whole level of kink that I got nothing. Shit, guys. I think we're ready to start working on Boga, and that's freaking me out. I just got to finish up these couple little details on the base. Hold on, I'm getting my camera rig set back up over here on the paint station so I can finish up cleaning and chatting with you guys. So bear with me for a moment. Turn that off. Right. Oh, I got to put my I actually rolled out the airbrush rig today to get that set up in a different spot to accommodate for the mobile station, the mobile painting area. Okay. I'm really happy with the way this turned out today with the object source lighting on the base and everything. I think it turned out really cool. Okay, I already told Jen the news about my wife's new job. So that's out of the way. Just trying to think of what else. Am I forgetting anything else? Oh, we got to get some tunes back on, that's for sure. All right. I gotta roll the other work table over. There we go. Oh. All right. Jen, were you here the other day when I snagged my my needle on my shirt? Were you watching the stream for that? I can't remember. Put this away. Okay. Finish cleaning out my airbrush before I forget. 2 airbrushes I got to clean out right now. Yeah, so I was trying to work with that needle today on let me just finish cleaning this out so I can continue my train of thought. So yeah, I was working with my my evolution earlier, and I noticed that like the pigment was like spraying like kind of like out and down. It's fucking weird. And then like then it felt like it was trying not to spray at all. It's not working the way it should. And looking at that needle, I got it pretty straightened out, but it's still just kinked enough. You know, it's a titanium needle. They're not cheap. Anyways, I ordered a new needle the other day. After taxes, that was a $70 snag on my shirt. So I switched over to my Harder and Steambeck Ultra. This is the 2025 Squidmar Special Edition, blah, blah, blah. It's a great little airbrush, but I keep my 0.4 millimeter nozzle and needle in this one. And it was able to do the job. Came in clutch. Finished the job for me today with the sparkly glowy stuff for the blaster explosions. So that was nice. So we got him cleaned up and her. Got her cleaned up. Sort of. I'm not happy with that, actually. So one of the ways I clean my needles, I just use an old toothbrush head from my toothbrush. And it does a fine job of cleaning off the nozzle and needle tip there. You just want to be gentle with it. I mean, titanium's a super strong metal, of course, but when you narrow it down to 0.4 millimeters, things can get a little delicate. There we go. That's nice and clean, nice and pretty. I don't use the collar on mine. I don't need training wheels. But it is nice, you know, if you need something to help you, you know, stop at a certain point to get your paint flow right, use whatever it takes. There's no shame in that. I can demonstrate how that works. If you're new to the channel, I have ADD, and it's pretty good. So sometimes I get a little sidetracked, off topic even sometimes. So this little collar goes right there, and you can adjust it, and so it'll stop your trigger. You know, so there's 3, so it only goes back so far. 2, no, it's real close. And then 1, and then this is wide open, you know, so you can pull it all the way back. It looks pretty on there, but I don't like it personally, so I just leave my airbrush like that. So if you get this airbrush, you don't have to, or if you get a Harder and Steambeck Ultra, you don't have to have that collar on. You can take it off and just run the airbrush like that. That's all I wanted to say about that. But anyways, yeah, that was a $70 fucking mistake with that needle. And the worst part is I just replaced this needle a couple of months ago. So that obviously tells me that I need to be a hell of a lot more careful with my my smaller needles on my airbrushes, because I mean, I make pretty good money, but $70 is $70. I don't want to. I should only be spending $70 on a needle maybe once every 5 fucking years or something like that. Shit, 10 years if you take good care of your shit, you know? So the fact that I just replaced that needle several months ago was rather upsetting. Really stupid mistake, and I will be sure to be more careful in the future when I'm cleaning my airbrush. Thank God it wasn't like an Iwata Micron or something, you know. I think those needles are like, don't quote me on this, but I want to say those needles are like $100 a piece. That's like a fucking $600 airbrush. I don't see myself spending that kind of money on an airbrush anytime soon at all. Maybe someday when I got that YouTube fuck you money. That's probably never going to happen. All right. I did order more alcohol. So I got a full bottle of that now. Let's see, what else? What else is new? I'm drinking Sprite. I got to tell you guys, it's kind of an eerie, strange feeling. I'm not used to it yet. Like not having my wife home. It's been a whole year that she's been off work, and we've been hanging out together. I haven't really gotten to spend as much time with my painting and stuff as I would have liked to for you guys, but I'm not gonna lie, I really enjoy my wife's time and company, and so it's been a blessing for us to have that time off together. But I ain't gonna lie, I'm fucking glad she's back at work. I'm stoked. Like, I almost didn't know what to fucking do with myself this morning. I'm like, shit. She's not gonna be home all day. Yeah, it did suck, Jen. It did suck. Where'd our new friend go? Logically arguments. By the way, you are not obligated to share your real name here on this channel in the chat or anything like that. I appreciate it if you do. We all do. My name is Ron, and of course we've got Jerry here and Jen, Jennifer G. They're two of our regulars that come in and hang out in the chats as often as possible. Don't forget to hit the like button when you come in. If you like what you see, you don't have to leave a like. I don't really give a shit if you do or not, but I do. That's a lie. I mean, I actually do care if you hit the like button. It helps me. It helps my channel, and it makes me feel all warm and fuzzy inside knowing that you hung out and you liked what I did. It was so cool. It just makes me feel. It makes me feel loved. That's all I got. I'm just kidding. I feel loved. I do. I really feel loved. But yeah, it's been a trip, man. My wife being back at work, was like, what the fuck am I gonna do with myself this morning? And I started looking around the house, and after wrestling with the kitty cats and hanging out and stuff for a minute, I was playing my video game, Ark Raiders. Holy shit, I love that game. And I had to peel myself away from it because I knew if I had my druthers, I'd probably just sit and play that fucking game in my pajamas all day long. But I was like, I gotta do shit. So I wound up doing the dishes first. I always do the dishes. I do the dishes every day. I don't let my wife do dishes just because I have OCD, kind of, and I don't like the way she does the dishes. So I do them. And plus, I do all the cooking. So it just works. And my wife is really good to me in lots of different ways, and I just kind of feel like, it's okay. You don't have to do the dishes, honey. I got this. And so I go do the dishes. Less stress for her, less stress for me. It gets done the way I like it. And yeah. So the dishes got done. The cats got played with. I got a load of laundry in. What else? Oh, I cleaned the patio off and watered all my succulents and plants. We have this huge patio, and all of our plants, I don't have a garden. We have a potted garden. So I took care of all the plants and cleaned off the patio, listened to some music for a little bit, and I got all that done by 10:30 this morning, which I was just like, what the fuck? That was weird. And then my wife came home from work for lunch, which I forgot already that she could do. It's like, she's home in 5 minutes. Like, how freaking cool is that? You do the dishes, okay? Jerry, you're a good man. You do those dishes for that woman. Especially if she's the one cooking you dinner, dude. You best get your ass in there and start scrubbing. Um, but yeah, it's fucking cool. It's kind of a trip, and I like it. I like it a lot. You know, like the fact that my wife works 5 minutes from home and can actually come home from work. Oh, that's another thing I should mention about my channel and moving forward into this new live stream schedule and workflow that I want to get into. If my wife's going to wind up coming home from work most days, she takes her lunch at, I think it's 12:30 to 1:30. So my live streams are basically going to start every day that I live stream. They're going to start right around 12:30 on the weekdays. I don't have a weekend schedule yet, but you can bet I will most likely at least announce that I'm going to do a live stream within an hour or two before I do the live stream. So, yeah, that's how it's looking right now. That all being said, I'm really looking forward to getting back at it tomorrow. Tomorrow's live stream may go a little longer. I'll basically start as early as I can. They're going to be scheduled most likely for 1:30, but don't be surprised if I start at like 1:15 and I'm just doing setup and stuff like that. Moving forward with Obi-Wan Kenobi Rides Boga, once that one is done, I've decided I'm going to concentrate on a lot of projects revolving around women this year. I've got some really cool models done by some different creators that I've really wanted to work on. One of them being Asajj Ventress by Abe 3D. He just did an absolutely fantastic job on Asajj Ventress. And now that I've conquered the wiring lightsaber thing, I'm going to start. I think I might want to do her next. We're going to see. No promises. And then I've got a couple other models I want to do this year. Also women that I'm going to keep a surprise. And I also want to do a Spider-Man. I haven't done a Spider-Man yet. My dad wants to see me do a Spider-Man, and I kind of want to give that to him. I kind of want to do that for him. So that's what the year is kind of looking towards this year. And then, of course, we're going to have a couple of side projects. We're going to be doing another Halloween build with Hobby Link International. Yeah, 1/4 scale, the lightsabers will be great. And it'll look really cool. I've been looking over the model already and trying to figure out how I'll do the wiring. And I have a pretty good idea already of how I will do that and tie it into the base and everything with a hidden switch. That's a whole other story. What was I saying? Oh yeah, Halloween build. We're definitely going to be doing a Halloween build with Hobby Link International, and I can actually give you guys a sneak peek of what that's going to be like. For those of you who have not seen it yet, we're going to be doing this cute little sexy witch. She's already pretty much done printing. Obviously, I've got some drainage holes to fill in there, and got to pull all these little supports out of the broom and stuff. Look at the texture on that broom, though. So cool. Whoever modeled this, I can't remember. I'll have the name of it by the time we get to this project. But there's going to be some work getting the little supports out. Did a really great job on her hair, though. It's going to be some fun airbrushing or dry brushing in there. I don't know why she has a hole in her butt. I think that was a misprint. But it's kind of cool. Um, Either that or maybe she had Taco Bell the night before. I don't know. But yeah, this is going to be the Halloween build this year for Hobby Link International. So I'm excited to work on her. I think that'll be fun. And other than that, I've got some other projects going along too. I've got a model of not Aphrodite, Artemis, the Greek goddess Artemis. I've been sitting on for a while, and I think we're going to do her as well. Um, yeah, Taco Bell will do that. Absolutely. But yeah, it's going to be a really fun year. I've got a lot of fun projects to look forward to. The only thing that's going to interrupt it is going to be my doctor's appointments and my surgeries. I have 2 shoulder surgeries coming up. Uh, I don't know which one the doctor's going to want to, the surgeon's going to want to do first. I'll keep you guys posted as I learn about that. And obviously, that's going to provide me with some pretty serious setback as far as being physically able to paint and stuff like that. Um, and then I'm going to have to get my other shoulder surgery done after that. After I recover from the first surgery, I have to get another shoulder surgery. And then I also have to have surgery on my neck. I have 3 cervical vertebrae in my neck that are bone on bone, and I need to have new discs put in or fusion. We're not sure yet. I'm going to have to talk to the surgeon and go over the MRIs and all that fun shit. So yeah, that's really going to be determined. The amount of projects I'm able to complete this year are all going to be determined by how and when the surgeries take place. So I'll just ask ahead of time that you guys bear with me on that. That all being said, I love you guys. I really appreciate you. Again, smash that like button before you head out. And thanks for stopping in today and hanging out while we painted some blaster bolts and figured out the rest of the base and how we're moving forward with Boga. Had a really good time today. And I'm definitely going to look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. So until then, have a nice day. Happy 3D printing, happy painting, and toodles.